What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name's Christian. Welcome to SeaWorld Production. Hold your horses. Now, I know Miles Morales is hot ever since Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Everybody loves Miles Morales. Miles Morales is such a fantastic, relatable, unique Spider-Man. Everybody is so in love with Miles Morales. But can Miles Morales be headed to the MCU already? Tom Holland's already been in what? He was in Civil War, he was in Homecoming, he was in Infinity War, he was in Endgame, and he's in Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man 3. That's 6 films. Now, introducing Miles Morales into the MCU is the latest rumor. Apparently, Marvel already has somebody in mind they want to play. I'm like, holy shit, this is huge. Huge news. Now, if I'm being honest with you guys, I always thought that Miles Morales was going to be in the Sony Spider-Man universe. I always thought that, that was the route they were going to take because Peter Parker's already taken with the MCU. But no, now that the Sonyverse is, actually connected to the MCU, Miles Morales could possibly be making his way to the MCU, guys, very soon. Now, this is what is so interesting to me. How the hell are they going to do this? And I feel like if you're going to do Miles Morales, you should kind of go the Spider-Verse route. Kill off Peter Parker and have Miles Morales be the new Spider-Man. But that's not going to happen. There's no way in hell Marvel Studios is going to kill off Tom Holland just after 6 films, right? 6. Only 6, right? Tobey Maguire had 3. Andrew Garfield, 2. Only 6 films, right? But that's just not going to happen. If they kind of did, incorporate Miles Morales into the MCU, it's going to be some kind of partnership. You know what I mean? Miles is going to be in Brooklyn. Peter's going to be in Queens. Something along those lines. And that shit would be so awesome. Can you imagine 2 Spider-Men in the same universe? Like, I'm hella hyped about that. I'm even more hyped about, these potential rumors with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire coming back to play Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. Though I hear that Tobey Maguire is playing hard to get, which I understand. They were literally days, hours away from shooting Spider-Man 4 and it was scrapped by the studio. So you can kind of tell or, understand why Tobey Maguire would feel some kind of way about donning the suit again because of what they did to him. Kind of sucks. But this is hype, man. I cannot believe that we might possibly be getting a Miles Morales in the MCU, you guys. This is going to be dope. And I cannot wait. Let's check out this article from the MCU Cosmic. Let's check it out. All right. Damn, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped, you guys. I wonder who they have in mind to play him. Like, because obviously they're going to go, more of the teenage route again. And that's one thing, hold on, before I read this article, that's one thing I wanted to touch upon too. I don't want 2 teenage Spider-Mans. I want a much older Spider-Man, that being Peter Parker, kind of guide and show Miles the way, just like in the comics, just like in Into the Spider-Verse. That's how it should essentially happen, right? It only makes sense. Let's get into it. Rumor, Miles Morales is headed to the MCU. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing some pretty interesting things coming to light about Spider-Man 3 prior to start of filming, which started today. Yes, Spider-Man 3 is filming officially today. That means some more big news is going to be dropping soon, which I'm hyped about. We learned that Jamie Foxx would return as Electro and Benedict Cumberbatch will be appearing as Doctor Strange. There are also a lot of crazy rumors flying out there, but today is one that is really cool and it turns out to be true. I have a source who's reliably told me some things on DC's side on the fence. Most recently about the Peacemaker series back in July. And they told me in the past week that Sony and Marvel have already found their live action Miles Morales. I have no idea who it could be, or even if it's for Spider-Man 3, but that would make most sense for his debut. Now, let's keep this in mind. Just because they say Miles Morales doesn't mean they say Spider-Man. Miles Morales' uncle, the Prowler, was already introduced in a Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, he wasn't officially the Prowler. That's Donald Glover's character in Spider-Man Homecoming. You know what I mean? Where he webbed his hand to the trunk and he had ice cream in the car. That was Miles Morales' uncle, Aaron Davis. Now, if you remember, he was like, I don't want these weapons out here on the streets. I got a nephew who lives here. He was referring to Miles Morales, if you guys didn't know. So technically, Miles Morales actually does live in the MCU already, just hasn't really had his debut. But like I said before, just because they introduced Miles Morales doesn't mean they introduced Spider-Man. He's going to be Miles Morales, not Spider-Man yet, which makes a lot of sense. I like that. Ooh, I like that a lot, actually. Damn, that makes a lot of sense. Let's get more to it. We know Miles existed in the MCU. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover played Aaron Davis and mentions his nephew to Spider-Man. There's even a deleted scene where he calls Miles on the phone as Spider-Man Homecoming is long before the blip. It's possible that Miles wasn't dusted and he grew up in those 5 years to be closer to Peter's age by the time Spider-Man 3. The timing is also perfect. Miles has already had such a huge success in an animated film, but now he's going to star in Sony's flagship PlayStation 5 launch title Spider-Man Miles Morales. The pieces of the puzzle are literally lining themselves up. It really is. And I'm so excited, man. Like, even if he's not Spider-Man yet, I don't care. Just to have Miles Morales in the MCU is already ginormous within itself. Huge. Like I said, they already teased him. They already teased him in Spider-Man Homecoming with Aaron Davis. And I'm really hoping that Donald Glover comes back, he's already black, comes back to actually be the Prowler. That would be huge. Then you can call up Vincent D'Onofrio, be like, hey, we kind of want you back for the Kingpin. That's somebody you bring back. Jamie Foxx's Electro, cool. But Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin, that's somebody you call up and be like, hey, we want to know if you want a cameo in Spider-Man 3, and then you'll be in the actual Spider-Man 4 film. That is something you do. Yo, I am hyped. Spider-Man 3 is officially begun filming. This film is going to be much larger than I would ever have thought. I think the Spider-Man Far From Home was, okay, well, his identity's out. Okay, cool. But with all this news coming out, the whole Spider-Verse, multiverse, Doctor Strange, Jamie Foxx's Electro, this is getting to become huge, you guys. Really big. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Miles Morales is making his debut in the MCU sometime soon, possibly in Spider-Man 3. Please post your comments down below. Who would you like to see play Miles Morales in the MCU? Post your comments down below, and thank you for taking time today for watching MCU Productions. Peace.
We out.